Yeah, we're still working out some, some wrinkles on defense, and last year we only played about 7 kids, and you kind of learn to play as a team and rotations and stuff like that. We're trying to play a lot more kids, and some of those kids we got to get them in the flow of the game and get them into understanding what they're doing, and it will get there. Some of those fouls, though, are just more mental mistakes. We got to do a better job of knowing when to go for a ball and when not to go for a ball. They get a defensive rebound. We definitely don't want to foul right underneath the basket and let them walk the length of the court and shoot free throws. They're just some silly mistakes tonight.
Well, Coach, the outside shooting was there. It's good to see some of those balls starting going down with the low post players down on the low block. Got a lot of offensive rebounds, and those stickbacks, they have excellent opportunities. Those start going in, which I think is one of the keys to success this year, those girls hitting those shots down the low block.
Yeah, it is, and we kind of have a couple things we want to do on offense this year. Is we want to try to, I think we're a better shooting team from the perimeter, and our post players, I think, are better this year as far as I think we can finish around the basket. But those two things, and we just want to push the ball and play a little bit more up tempo. If we can get all those 3 things going, and we'll have a pretty good season.
Coach, we've always talked, it seems like, about bench scoring. Charisma McNary off the bench tonight had some big baskets early in the first half. Those threes are going in. She's got an awful nice looking outside shot.
She does. She's a very good ball player. Comes from a coach's family. Her dad, Mr. Bennington, was a coach, and she's had a ball in her hands from a very young age. She has a lot of knowledge of the game of basketball, and grew up with, kind of one of those gym rats that had a ball in her hand at a young age. And she has a nice stroke. She can drive the ball when need, and she has pretty good handles.
Well, we started out defensively man-to-man, and we went to the zone. Is that due to the foul issue? Or
yeah.
You just wanted to get the girls settled in a little bit?
That's exactly it. We weren't getting very good rotation. We had some silly fouls on our man defense, and just to protect some kids, we want to go get in the zone and kind of get us settled down, which I thought it did. When we got in the zone, things started to click a little bit more for us on offense, and going back to Charisma, we were kind of struggling there. It was about 7-3, 8-3, and bring her off the bench, and she hits a couple threes, and everybody kind of takes a deep breath, and then we start to roll a little bit more.
Well, you've got a lot of good depth. Dale had mentioned, and he was. I know he wants to make mention of a couple of the young ladies play here tonight. Dale, you want to comment?
Well, Coach, I just think you probably have to be pitching yourself just the reality of having 5 ladies being able to come in and play at the post with Lott and both Allisons, and coming off the bench, Laws and Kornick. If those girls can start to hit half the shots go in that they're putting back up, they're going to be devastating under the boards.
Well, we are definitely blessed with a little bit of height that we haven't had in past years, and we'd like to utilize it while we have it. And Adeline gives us a long player. Faith has improved a ton since last year.
Yeah.
And she shot a lot of baskets over on the slab over by the library and this summer, and she's ready to go. And I feel like she did a nice job tonight, especially on the defensive end. I thought she did a good job on defense and really established herself rebounding.
Yeah, we could tell there's been a lot of improvement in her overall athleticism from the last season to this one, so that's great for that sophomore.
Coach, congratulations. We're going to have to probably get ready for the boys' game here, but good win. They're all good.
Yep.
But we'll see you again on Thursday.
Yep. Hopefully, we get one day to practice to get ready for 2 games. So we've got a lot of preparation tomorrow and get ready to go.
All right. Well, thanks so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations. Well, welcome back as we get ready for the boys contest. Minneapolis hosting Bennington. And as much as I was confident of the girls being a pretty good squad to start the season, I'm not confident that the boys won't be a good team. I just have no real good feel for how these guys are going to do. They've lost a lot off last year. Bringing back Jace McKinney and Gavin Rothenberger as two guys that played pretty regularly and beat on Wolf. And
I think you're going to see from a little bit that I've witnessed and I've heard of and that I've seen, they're going to run and they're going to gun. If they're open, they're going to shoot. I think you're going to see a lot more aggression. I think probably less half-court action, but could wait and see. But I think we're going to see a lot of speed. We're going to take advantages of what we got, and I think we do have some speed. So,
we do have speed, that's for sure.
Mikey Baker is very quick. Beat-on's very quick. I think you're going to see some play out of a freshman, Cade McCulloch. He's got a nice shot.
Yep.
I think you'll see some play out of him, and I think you'll see the upside that I think that excites me is Trey Thomas. Trayvon, for starting basketball, only his 8th grade year. This kid has a lot of potential and a lot of upside. So I think you'll see a lot of excitement right there.
New coaching staff on the boys' side, John Darrow Jr. and his son-in-law, Tim Niles, I believe it is.
Future son-in-law.
Future son-in-law, okay.
Yep.
And Brad Kaiser, I think he was assisting last year.
Yes, he was.
Is back at it this year. 53rd game of the series coming up tonight versus Bennington. Minneapolis leads at 33-19. We've won the last 2 in a row here in this Tri-County Classic.
I gave away my pencil, so I'll take one back. So.
Do you have your lucky one?
I don't know about that. So, well, we'll see. So Minneapolis. I got some of the players in the book there for you, but I didn't know all of them, so I'll let you finish filling that out. Bennington starts a fairly young squad. They do start a senior in Jacob Stanley. Jacob, a very solid ball player right there. For Minneapolis, number 4, Gavin Rothenberger. Gavin has some great potential, great upside with his leaping ability. The kid can jump out of the gym. He's only listed at we have him in there. So it's 5'10", but he can jump a lot higher. For Bennington, number 5, a 5'7" sophomore, J.J. Allen. For Minneapolis, number 5, Beat-On Wolf. Otherwise, Brandon Wolf, other than that, it's known as Beat-On. For Bennington, a junior, a 6'1" junior, Zach Reed. For Minneapolis, number 12, a junior, 6' junior, Jacob Johns. And for Bennington, number 24, a senior, 6'2", Trent Wood. And for Minneapolis, number 24, a senior, 5'10", Mikey Baker. And for Bennington, number 30, a 5'11" junior, Avery Kidd. And for Minneapolis, number 25, a 6'3" junior, Jace McKinney. I think you'll see out of Bennington a very well-disciplined team. They've got some shooters on this squad.
I'm sure they do. So. Yeah. I know they did last year. New coach Pickering taking over for Dolph, who is in Wichita now.
They have Gavin listed at 5'10", but I bet he jumps center.
Yeah.
Yes, he will.
I think you're exactly right. The kid can jump. Pretty amazing.
He did at the alumni game the other night. Which the alumni won handily, by the way.
Well, that's not official. You can't say that.
They had many more points in the unofficial points.
In the unofficial points, you felt like they.
So a lot of questions could be answered here shortly. Minneapolis squad just completely new out there on the floor, with the exception of Rothenberger and Wolf. So
and McKinney played some minutes last year as well. But you're exactly right.
So starters.
Yeah. So Gavin is jumping center. It was up, and it will go to Bennington as Stanley with the ball. He'll set it up. He's picked up. Minneapolis in a man right here. He kicks on around the outside to Reed. Reed looks the right hand to Stanley. Stanley back to the top to Kidd. Kidd to the top of the key, back on the left-hand side over to Wood. Wood guarded tightly there by Johns. Back in the hands of Allen. Allen kicks it out. Three-point shot up, and it's no good. Rebounded by Stanley. Stanley kicks it down low with the inside pass into number 12, and that is Reed, and he finishes with the bucket. Mikey Baker with the quick outside shot, no good, off the mark. Rebounded by Bennington. Stanley with the left-hand side. He will kick it down, gets it back over on the outside to Kidd. Kidd back to Stanley, back over to Reed, back over to the outside to Allen. Allen drives to the left-hand side, kicks it down low. Stanley up and good in the paint. Stanley very solid, and I think you'll see a lot of solid play out of him. Gavin Rothenberger back out to Brandon Wolf. He'll take the three. It's up and it's good. Brandon Wolf, nice shot from the left-hand side, gets the three. And there's going to be a blocking foul on Brandon Wolf as he tries to slide his feet, but the quick feet of J.J. Allen is going to draw the foul. First personal foul, first team foul. 4-3, Bennington with the lead. Kidd with the inbounds, gets it to Allen. Allen here on the left-hand side, back to the top of the key. Swing pass over to the left into the hands of Kidd. Kidd back to Allen for three, up, and it's well off the mark. Rebounded by McKinney. McKinney back out to Wolf. Wolf here on the left-hand side, switches to the left-hand dribble. He's going to take it all the way in, pulls it back out. Swing back to the top of McKinney. McKinney back over to Rothenberger. Rothenberger takes his man in. Nice job by Gavin all the way in. Can't get it, but David Johns with the putback. No good, but up with the rebound and the putback. Chase McKinney. McKinney with a nice rebound and the putback.
They take the lead the first time tonight.
No need to bring that all the way down to the floor. McKinney caught it in midair and stuck it right back in.
Ball on the outside goes to Kidd. Kidd back to Allen. Allen goes to Stanley in the paint, and that's going to be a foul on Mikey Baker. Mikey's gets his hands in there with the reach. Mikey Baker will come out as Caden McCulloch, freshman, checks in for Minneapolis. It's back on the outside, back to the top of the key, goes into the hands of Reed. Reed backward here to Kidd. Kidd back to Allen. Allen will take the three, top of the key, banks it in. Did you hear him call bank, Mike?
No.
Okay, but unfortunately it is still good. Brandon Wolf with the dribble, gets him across the timeline, back to McKinney. McKinney takes his man in. A nice job by Jace McKinney. One thing I like about this offense is you're going to see them take it in and try to develop something, try to get something into play. Nice job there by the Lions. First foul on Bennington, and that was first on Reed. McCulloch to inbounds. Gets it to McKinney. McKinney back to McCulloch. McCulloch on the right-hand side. Picks up his dribble, back to Rothenberger. Rothenberger backward to Brandon Wolf for three. Up and it's good. Nice job, Brandon Wolf with a nice shot. Now he is a lefty, folks, and he drains the three. Minneapolis with the lead. They get it down to Stanley. He'll take the three. Up and it's no good. Rebounded by Johns. And over the back is number 24, Trent Wood. Nice crowd here to start this basketball season. And of course, the county teams, Bennington and Minneapolis, and both of them nice crowds. Checking in is number 21, Trey Thomas. Trayvon checks in for McKinney. He's another one that can jump. 8-7, 5:16 left to go here in the first. Brandon Wolf to the right-hand side, gets over to Rothenberger. Rothenberger, high screen set, and he'll take it in, no good, and Trey Thomas can't chase it down.
It's gonna stay with us.
Oh wow, it does. Minneapolis to inbounds. McCulloch will pull the trigger. Gets it into Rothenberger. Rothenberger. Nice job. Gavin with the reverse layup. Takes it right into Stanley and takes a nice reverse right in. Gavin shows his touch off the board and his leaping ability. Stanley with the ball in the paint. A little shove there, but gets the fadeaway. With the bucket is Jacob Stanley.
10-9, Minneapolis.
Steps back and takes that soft left-hand shot. He's got a nice touch down low.
McCulloch with the ball on the outside, gets it to Thomas. Trey on the top hand side, back over to David Johns. David tipped out of bounds. Bodies went flying as Brandon Wolf and Allen both hit the floor. No call. Mikey Baker checking in for David Johns. McCulloch will inbounds for the Lions. That's a quick 5, but it is 5 as they get the inbounds with the 5 second and get the turnover. Bennington will inbounds. Checking in for Bennington is number 15 for the Bennington Bulldogs, and that is Trey Wood. Trey Wood, a 6'2" junior, checks in for Bennington. Stanley with the basketball, gets it back over on the right-hand side to Kidd. Kidd back over the top of the key to Wood. Wood back over here to the right-hand side to Stanley. Puts it up to Allen. Allen back over to Stanley. Stanley's going to drive in, takes a shot. No good. Rebounded by Trayvon. Trayvon kicks it back out to Brandon Wolf. Brandon going to take it in, gets it.
Yep. Good call.
Nice job. Jacob Stanley did a great job of taking that charge in the paint. Brandon Wolf's going to pick up his second personal.
McKinney in for Thomas, and
also checking in is Mikey Baker. Checks back
Baker in for Bedon.
Stanley with the basketball on the right-hand side. Minneapolis 10-9 against Bennington. Stanley dribbles to the left-hand side, kicks it back out. 3-point shot up, and it's good by number 30, Avery Kidd, as he hits a big 3 from the left-hand corner. Nice drive into the lane. Great pass and a great finish by Gavin Rothenberger. Mikey Baker had a great feed. Gavin finishes nicely, ties it up at 12. Stanley with the ball. Down the paint. Stanley takes the shot up and no good. Rebounded by Gavin. Gavin pulls it down, gets it back out to McCulloch. McCulloch on the right-hand side. They look down low, and turnover is going to be in the hands of Kidd. Kidd pulls it down, is going to drive in. Oh!
Not a good call. Lowered the shoulder there.
Yeah, it would have been had he not lowered his shoulder. If he had, but you're right there. First foul on Johns, and that is his first personal foul. I think I said David earlier. My mistake, Jacob Johns. So. Checking in is number 24, Trent Wood for the Bulldogs. Second shot is up, and it is good as well for number 30, Avery Kidd. They put him back up by 2 as Bennington. 2:55 left to go here in the first quarter. Ball back to McCulloch. McCulloch back over to Rothenberger. Rothenberger back to the top of the key to Mikey Baker for 3. Off the glass, no good. And rebounded by Kidd. Kicks it back out. And that is layup is good and the foul as Gavin
I think they're discussing whether it's been an intentional foul, maybe. Hopefully not. He tried to avoid damage, I think.
And they do.
I think they were discussing if it was that much after the shot. Bennington would have the ball out of bounds.
The layup was good. And the and one is up, and it is no good. Nice rebound. And McCulloch with a good rebound underneath. Comes back the other direction. Jacob Johns on the right-hand side. Picks up his dribble. Gets it over to Mikey Baker. Mikey back over to McCulloch. McCulloch back over to Gavin. Gavin.
Good call.
Drives in nicely. He does not get the bucket, but he will go to the line to shoot 2.
Trey Wood a little late getting there, and blocking foul is the call.
His first personal.
Rothenberger to get 2 here.
Lions trail 16-12 with 2:16 remaining in the first.
Shot is up and good by Gavin as he hits the first one. Trayvon checks back in for Johns as Jacob take a seat. 16-13, Bennington with the lead. Second shot is no good. We're going to get a foul. Lane violation is called on Black, so he will have another shot. So they called a lane violation on J.J. Allen, and so Gavin will have a chance to make him pay for that one. And he does. Nice job by Gavin. Settles in and sets it down. Nice job by Gavin.
16-14.
On the outside goes the Kid, back to the top of the key to Wood. Wood swing pass over to Stanley. Stanley back to Allen, top of the key. Allen back over here on the right-hand side to Wood. Wood, we've got got Trent Wood and Trey Wood, so you have to remember that here. Sorry about that, folks. This will also be aired over in Bennington. So ball on the outside, gets it down low to Allen. Oh, great block out of bounds off of Allen. Great block by Minneapolis. There's a couple guys. I'm not sure.
I think Trayvon had the main.
But then it goes off of J.J. Allen's foot and out of bounds, Minneapolis basketball.
Good help defense down low as they came to get him. Allen had a clear path for the layup. Minneapolis.
McCulloch with the high screen. He's double teamed, picks up his dribble, gets it back to McKinney from the right-hand side. Up, no good. Trey with a great rebound and a hustle play and gets his own rebound, kicks it back out to Gavin, back to Mikey. Mikey back out to Gavin, shot is up and it's no good, but a lot of battling going on down there. And they're going to get Trayvon, I believe. Might be McKinney, we'll see for sure. Yeah. Number 21 for Minneapolis with the foul, and that is Trayvon Thomas. As Trey gets the foul, I believe just his first.
Yes. Trayvon doing a big job hustling down there. Rescued the ball once, got it on his rebound once, and tried for it the second time. Big hustle.
Yep, nice call. Nice job, Jace McKinney. Jace McKinney did a great job of standing his ground and took a big hit from Jacob Stanley. And that will be the first foul on Stanley, I believe. Nice job by Jace McKinney. McKinney doing a nice job tonight, guys.
Yes.
It's a big body we're going to have through the year, and it's going to get better each game.
Swing pass over to McKinney. McKinney back out to Johns. Back over to J.J. Allen. Fouls Mikey Baker. That'll be the fifth foul on Bennington. Bennington gets back in the ball game, number 12, and that is Zach Reed. Minneapolis has gone 2 into the bench. Bennington just 1. So nice pass from McCulloch. Oh, down McKinney, can't get it, and a big rebound down there. Oh, wow, that rolled in and out. Great pass by McCulloch. McKinney just couldn't quite finish it. 38 seconds left here in the first quarter. 16-14 Bennington.
McCulloch had to thread the needle. Excellent pass by Caden, but just not lucky on the roll. That one rolled in and out.
J.J. Allen back on the outside to Zach Reed. Reed with the basketball back to Allen. 20 seconds left as they will try to set up the offense here. Now, great job, Mikey Baker with the great And he's fouled right there, and they're going to call that. That's intentional. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just on the arm.
No,
just on the arm. Okay, just on the arm. I was going to say I would be shocked on that one, but that'll be the
This
second.
would be.
Yeah, well, first in the way you kind of held that up, I thought, ooh, that's.
11.4 seconds remaining. Mikey can tie it with 2 free throws here.
No.
First one's off the mark. He'll have another one coming. Allen will pick up his second foul, and he'll take a seat there.
16 fouls apiece.
Second shot is up, and it is no good. Misses them both. And back it goes into the hands of Stanley with 8 seconds left. Hits it back out the top, back to Stanley. Open three. That's the one person you didn't want to have a shot. Mikey Baker had to put it up, and he did not know his time frame. Could not get it up. 16-14 at the end of one. So at the end of the first quarter, Bennington 16, Minneapolis 14. Good first quarter. We'll go ahead and take a break. You're listening to SalinaPost.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 20, your voice in Minneapolis Lions.
Supporting the Lions. See American Family Insurance agent Scott Osherman for all of your insurance coverage under one roof. The Scott Osherman Agency in Minneapolis, proudly supporting the Lions.
Eagle Communications, home of ECTV, high-speed internet, 910 KINA, and 99 KG Country, is a proud sponsor of tonight's hometown coverage of Lions sports. Listen to the Lions sports on SalinaPost.com.
Your Toro dealer in Minneapolis and Salina is All Seasons Power and Equipment. See Ronnie Robbins and his crew for great pricing and service for both new and used equipment as they back the Minneapolis High School Lions.
Well, welcome back to Minneapolis as 16-14. Bennington with the lead, but Minneapolis will have the ball to start the second half. We'll get it into Brandon Wolf to set this up. Brandon will have the ball at the top of the key, playing with 2 fouls, gets it over to Gavin on the right-hand side. Gavin drives around, nice job by Gavin, and he's going to get fouled, and he'll go to the line. Gavin with a great dribble penetration.
It can't be a blocking foul, and you can't have 2 shots. You have to have one or the other.
It's early in the season, Mike. It's early in the season.
He will shoot 2.
So, second personal foul on Trey Wood. Shot is out the back of the rim and no good. Checking in for Bennington is number 10, and I believe that is the other Stanley, and that is Ryan Stanley.
7th team foul overall on the Dogs.
Gavin makes 1 of 2, 16-15. Jacob Stanley with the basketball.
Minneapolis back into a man-to-man.
Jacob drives right-hand side, picks up his dribble, kicks it back out, back over to Ryan Stanley. Back in the top, they get back to Jacob Stanley. Back over here on the left-hand side. They get it down low, in the pass, up, and it's good by number 10. Ryan Stanley, a sophomore, gets it in. Mikey Baker gets the pass out to Johns, up and no good, but gets his own rebound, puts it back up, can't get it to fall, brings it back down by number 30 for the Bulldogs and Avery Kidd. Avery Kidd on the right-hand side. Swing pass over to Jacob Stanley. Jacob with the ball on the left-hand side, guarded by Baker, picks it back over to Ryan. Ryan Stanley on the right-hand side, back to Jacob, set this up. 18-15, Bennington with the 3-point lead. Top of the key, 3-point shot by the Bulldogs, off the mark and rebounded by the Bulldogs. They kick it back out and save it. Kidd with the 3-point, no good. And, good hustle right there. And they're going to say it's off of Minneapolis. It'll stay with Bennington. Wow. Great hustle by Jacob Stanley to get that off of Jacob Johns. McKinney checks back in for Minneapolis. Ball goes back on the left-hand side. As Bennington will have this to set it up. Kidd with the basketball. Backward to Jacob Stanley. Backward here to Zach Reed. Zach backward to Kidd. Kidd looks down low. Back out to, great block by Gavin. Gets the block and great job. That was a great hustle by Ryan Stanley to get back and to get his body set. Gavin went up in the air, almost went over top of him, but great hustle there. Gavin's going to pick up his second personal foul, but great hustle by Ryan Stanley to be rejected, to get back and to pick up the charge. Wow. That was some exciting play right there, guys. Both sides of the ball. Jacob Stanley with the basketball. Shot by Kidd is up and no good. Another offensive rebound by Bennington. This one by number 24, Trentwood. And Coach Darrell is going to call a 30-second timeout. So Coach Darrell wants to talk about it. Bennington, they've had a couple offensive rebounds for putbacks, and they're flat out hustling right now, Mike.
Yeah, Bennington was set up on that defense. I was just surprised that Gavin took it on in because it was all set up for a player control foul. Gavin, I thought he made a big mistake there, and I didn't expect it from him. I thought he would pull up and dish the ball off, but Bennington, to their credit, was set and got back on defense. But a little disappointed Gavin went on in and picked up his second foul there, which is big here. He's either going to have to set, or if he plays, he won't be as effective with two personal fouls.
Both Gavin and Brandon with two personal fouls. So.
And Gavin heads to the bench. No, he doesn't.
No.
He goes right back in. So he'll have to play like he has two fouls.
With 5:44 to go in the second.
Brandon Wolf with the basketball. Brandon back to the top. Ooh. Back to McCulloch. McCulloch. Tight defense by Stanley.
Gonna have to get rid of it.
Back to Brandon. Shot is up and can't get it to fall. And Jason McKinney is going to pick up his second, I believe. Just his first?
I just have him.
7-1. Okay, good deal.
Be a 1-1 to their end.
Bennington with a well-balanced team here. They've got a lot of pieces they can put out there on the floor. They're all playing quite well, too.
Rothenberger skies for the rebound.
After the miss by Reed. Backward to McKinney on the right-hand side. McKinney will take the three off the mark. That's going to be off of Bennington. It'll be Minneapolis basketball.
McCulloch battling for the rebound there.
Well, if Jace can hit that three-point shot, we can extend the defense. It'll open it up a little better for Rothenberger down low on the low block.
And the turnover. Don't get a foul right there. And good choice by Rothenberger not to pick up number 3 as Jacob Stanley gets the steal and the layup.
Bennington's up by 7, 22-15.
McCulloch with 3 off the mark. And great hustle by Jacob Stanley. Comes out the floor, dribbling that up. Shot is no good. And McKinney with the rebound.
There's some muscle.
Takes it away. Brandon Wolf drives in, off the good, and it's good. Nice job by Brandon Wolf with the shot in the lane. And we need more of that by Brandon driving in and putting it in. And Brandon's, I was watching him in the alumni game and felt like he did not have his best ball game in the alumni game, but he's come out very solid tonight.
Well, he did, but you have to consider he's playing against some pretty salty players.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. So
this team has got to have him on the floor, and when he said in the first quarter for half the quarter with 2 personal fouls, our offense struggled a little bit because his open looks, he can drain that 3 and it keeps you right in the ball game. And even to drive down the lane like that, 2 points sure helped us. We needed a basket real bad right then.
Minneapolis gets the lead down to 5, 22-15 17 with 4:31 remaining in the second quarter. It was 16-14 in Bennington's favor at the half, so they have outscored us by 6-3 in this quarter.
22-17 is your score here with 4:31 left to go in the second quarter. As we will see, I can't remember, I think it's Bennington's basketball. Yeah, Bennington called the timeout, so Bennington will have it. The inbounds. So on the floor is Baker, Wolf, Rothenberger, McCulloch, and Thomas from Minneapolis. Stanley, Reed, Kidd, Stanley, and
Wood.
Wood, thank you very much.
Well, the only reason I knew Scott, I've been most impressed with his play so far in this game. Number 24 for Bennington, Trent Wood. Played rather well. He's got a couple of offensive boards and made the basket from the outside, but I think he's played really well.
Stanley for three, up no good, and rebounded by Kidd. 22-17. Ball goes back on the outside to Kidd, guarded by Thomas. Dang it, Mikey Baker is going to get picked up the foul as he goes over the top of Ryan Stanley, and that's going to put Ryan to the line to shoot two.
When you come down with the arm and the hack like that, they'll usually catch you, and they did with Mikey there. That's Minneapolis' 7th team foul, one more. Bennington's in the double bonus.
No good, rebounded by Rothenberger, back out to McCulloch. McCulloch gets it up to Baker, down low to Thomas. Great pass. Trey misses it. Mikey takes the shot, up and good. Just a two-pointer. Trey Thomas was wide open underneath. We've got to have that. Baker does finish and get the bucket. Within three is Minneapolis. 22-19. Ball goes back to Ryan Stanley. Ryan on the outside. Gets it down low. And shot is no good. Rebounded by Thomas. Back over to McCulloch. McCulloch will bring it down. McCulloch to the left-hand side. Back to Brandon Wolf. Swing pass back over to Rothenberger. Rothenberger back over to Baker. Baker back to Wolf. Three-point shot is up, and it's no good. And it's going to be out of bounds off Minneapolis. Oh, wow. 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 Checking in for Minneapolis is sophomore Trent Brubaker for the first time tonight. And back in is also Jacob Johns. Gavin with the bucket, and it's good. Nice job by Gavin Rothenberger as he goes in the lane, and he'll get fouled and go to the line. I'm not sure which Stanley that was on, but I think it was on. It is on Ryan Stanley, just his first personal, 8th team foul. We have a chance to tie it up, guys.
Now we spread the floor. He didn't know whether to take the corner player, and when Rothenberger scooted through the block, he had position.
Free throw is no good. Rebounded by Bennington. Back the other direction. Gets in the hands of Wood. Back on the right-hand side to Kidd. Kidd back to Stanley. Stanley at the top of the key. Back to Kidd. Kidd will set it up. Picked up by Baker. Back over to Ryan, Jacob Stanley. Jacob looks at Ryan. Kicks it back out. That's going to be a turnover. And it's off. It's straight out of bounds. Nobody touched it. It'll be Minneapolis basketball. I'm not keeping track of turnovers. We've not had a lot of turnovers by either squad.
Good defense by Minneapolis, so a tight man-to-man there on that possession.
Brubaker with the basketball, gets it down low to Rothenberger in the paint, up and, can't get it, but rebounded off of Bennington. Oh no, they call it off of Rothenberger.
I agree with that. I agree with it. 2:41 to go in the half, 22-21 Bennington.
Stanley with the basketball, kicks it back on the right-hand side. That should be, Jacob Johns going to be whistled with the foul, and that's going to send Avery Kidd to the line.
Double bonus time.
2.
Reach-in foul.
McKinney will check back in for the Lions. And First shot is off the front of the rim, no good. Checking back in is McKinney for Johns. Shot is up and misses them both. Rebounded by Rothenberger. Back out to McCulloch. And he double dribbles, turns the ball over. We'll give it back in the hands of Bennington. Jacob Stanley with the basketball. Gets it to the left-hand side, picks up his dribble, back over to Kidd. Kidd back over to Stanley, back over the top to the right-hand side to Ryan Stanley. Ryan drives, pulls it back down, gets it back over here to the left-hand side to Reed. Reed back into the hands of Kidd. 2 minutes left here in the first half. 22-21, Bennington with the 1-point lead. Ryan Stanley back over to the top to Bennington to the left-hand side is to Kidd. Kidd with the basketball, gets it back to Jacob Stanley as they run a little bit of clock here. Minneapolis playing some good defense. Back to Ryan Stanley. Ryan Stanley back to Kidd. Kidd will drive it in and pulls it back out to Jacob Stanley. Brubaker on Stanley. 1:39 left to go here in the first half. They will kick it back on the outside to Reed. Reed with the ball to the left-hand side as they will move the ball around. Back over here to Wood. Trent Wood with the basketball. And gets it back over here to Bennington for three. Off the mark, rebounded by McCulloch. I'm sure their coach wasn't very happy with that shot as they worked really hard to run the clock and then take a three. That probably wasn't the shot the coach wanted.
That brick. Not a good look there either, Minneapolis.
Fortunately, the rebound went off Stanley out of bounds.
Mrs. Macy was the recipient of Jacob Stanley in the front row. Mrs. Macy has gotten to know a lot of these players over the years. So.
She's had to make the play on quite a few long caroms over there.
Thomas in from McCulloch.
Trade inbounds. Gosh. It's all right. It's all right. They can. We're okay.
Not a
on that
backcourt.
one. Nope.
Not on a throw-in.
Dodged the bullet there. Trayvon leaning in, had to get rid of the ball.
Even though we saw it called that way many years ago. How much?
And Kidd bails us out as Mikey Baker gets to the rack.
1-1, 9th team foul.
Beaton will come out as McCulloch comes back in.
Mikey can tie it up or put us ahead here.
And in and out, and rebounded by the Bulldogs. Kicks the balcony on the outside to Wood. Trent Wood with the basketball, backward to Jacob Stanley. Mikey with great anticipation there, almost jumped the pass. 40 seconds left, Jacob with the basketball. So Stanley gets it back over here on the outside to Kidd. Kidd back to Stanley. Stanley back to Kidd. 25 seconds. They're going to play a little catch out here.
Baker with the foul.
Wow. And Kidd will go to the line.
I don't see that.
With 17 seconds left. So guys, as soon as this quarter is done, I'm going to run down and watch the girls dance.
Get a nice vantage point from the other side.
Shot is up and good by number 30, Avery Kidd. Checking in for Minneapolis. Number 3, a junior, Lane Sanders, in for the first time as he checks in for Mikey Baker, who picks up his third personal.
Lane did very well in the alumni game, I thought, in the minutes he played.
Second shot is up and misses it. And Trayvon gets the rebound, gets it backward to Brubeck with 13 seconds left. 10 seconds left, know your time. Back up to McCulloch. McCulloch. Shot is up and gosh, can't get it. Oh, you're kidding me.
Foul with 2.3 seconds remaining on the defensive rebound attempt.
Wow.
Put Bennington at the line to try to expand their lead.
McCulloch is, McKinney with his second personal foul.
You hate to see a foul in the closing seconds.
Yeah. Ryan Stanley at the line, shot is up and no good. Second shot is up and misses them both. Thomas with the rebound and throws up a shot, but it's no good. Guys, I will be back. I'll let you handle the rest. I'll be back.
All right, 23-21 after 1 half of play. The Dogs had the 2-point advantage after the first quarter and maintain a 2-point advantage here after 1 half of play. Each team scoring 7 points in that quarter. We'll be back up for a scoring recap, some stats after a halftime performance here. Mariah Osherman's dance troupe, kindergartners through probably second grade, I don't know, third grade. Quite the group there on Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Well, Mike, you want to get some stats ready for us? You got stats ready for us?
We better get some point totals, hadn't we?
Yeah.
First half, pretty even. Bennington leading here at half, 23-21. Bennington scoring. Jacob Stanley had 6 points for the Bulldogs. J.J. Allen had 3. Zach Reed had 2. Trent Wood had 4. Avery Kidd had 6. Ryan Stanley had 2. And Bennington, if they would have shot free throws, would have a nice lead. They were 3 of 11.
Wow.
Minneapolis not too much better. Scoring for Minneapolis, the two senior leaders, Gavin Rothenberger had 9, Brandon Wolf had 8, Mikey Baker had 2, Jace McKinney had 2, and could have easily had 4. Unlucky, a little bit unlucky on his shot. Minneapolis was 3 of 8 from the charity stripe, so neither team shooting the ball well from the free throw line. Bennington especially 3 of 11. Could have had a little bit bigger lead.
Each team hit 3 free throws, huh? Not real good.
Minneapolis a little bit of foul trouble. Mike Baker has 3 personal fouls. Rothenberger has 2. Wolf has 2. And for Bennington, J.J. Allen has 2. Trey Wood has 2.
Well, I was glad to see Rothenberger survive the second quarter without picking up foul number 3.
Yep.
Yeah, as well as beat on Brandon as well.
Yeah. Well, thoughts of the squad after one half of play this young season?
Well, you know, there's a couple things, and I felt like coming in that we might struggle a little bit with some outside shooting, but actually I'm pretty pleasantly surprised. We've had some good shots. Beat-ons put in some nice buckets. We've got some potential, and I think it's going to continue to come. I do like our athleticism. I like the fact that how we're hustling, we're playing great defense. That part I really like, and I think it's only going to get stronger.
I'd agree with you. If we can get that shooting percentage, both on the outside shots and the bunnies, to get better, that'll help tremendously. Defensive-wise, I thought they played pretty good. I don't know the rebounding totals, but probably was pretty even throughout the first half. For our first game, compared to Bennington having a game under their belt already, I think the young Lions have done pretty good out here, since all but 2 of them had very little extensive playing time for the varsity.
Right. How did Bennington do in their first game?
They beat Lincoln, I think, by 10, something like that. At Lincoln.
So, you know, but from what I saw, I think we're only going to get stronger, guys, and I think we have some good potential, and I think you're going to continue to see that. One of the things, of course, it comes with time, but yeah, you touched on a little bit. Of course, Bennington in the same woes that we are with free throw shooting. That's an easy way to pick up some points, is hit your free throws.
But it's a tight one, 23-21 after one half of play. Each squad scoring 7 in the second quarter. Bennington with a 2-point lead after the first quarter, 2-point lead at the half. And they will inbound the ball with the possession arrow to start the second half off. Congratulations to the wrestlers, second at the Osborne tournament last weekend.
That's a nice accomplishment there for sure. Tough tournament.
Jacob Stanley with the basketball. He will set it up, drives it in, kicks it back out to Allen. Allen drives it in, takes a shot, and no good. Rebounded by Jacob Johns. Back out to Brandon Wolf. Brandon will bring it down. Crosses the timeline, gets it backward to Rothenberger on the left-hand side. Looks down low. Picks it back out to Brandon Wolf. Brandon on the outside, top of the key, will set this up. Brandon back over to Gavin. Gavin looks down low and has it taken away by Jacob Stanley with the quick hands. 7:24 left to go here in the third quarter. Ball goes down low to Jacob Stanley. He will drive it in, takes the off-balance shot, up and good as he gets the bucket to fall.
25-21, Bennington.
Ball goes back to Mikey Baker on the right-hand side. Backward to McKinney from the free throw line. Off the mark. Rebounded by Gavin, and there's going to be a tie-up in there. Great job by Gavin Rothenberger, as well as Stanley and Wood. All 3 of them battling hard down there. And the tie-up will go to Minneapolis. Johns to inbounds. Gets it backward to Brandon Wolf. Down low to McKinney, off the glass and good, and it's bucket's good, and the foul. Great job by McKinney, guys. That was a great turnaround off the glass bank shot with the foul.
McKinney has developed well since last season.
Yeah, he needed that one to drop for him. That was a tough shot. Turnaround shot off the glass, the opposite direction.
And he makes the free throw. 1 point ball game, 25-24. Chase McKinney with the old-fashioned three-point play. 6:49. Jacob Stanley with the basketball, picked up by Brandon Wolf. Jacob here. And it's blocked away by McKinney. Picked up by Wood. Back to Stanley for three. It's up and it's short.
Good play by Wood, getting that ball back in off of Wolf.
It will stay with Bennington. Kidd inbounds. Gets it into Allen. Allen picks up his dribble, swing pass backward to Kidd. Kidd on the left-hand side. Minneapolis man defense. And up as good as Stanley is. Jacob Stanley does a great job of driving in with the left hand and puts it in. 27-24. And the ball is taken away by Bennington as they try to get it down low to McKinney. Allen with the ball on the right-hand side. And gets it back down low. Kicks it back out to Wood, backward to Allen. Allen back in the corner to Kidd for three. No good, and
over the back.
Over the back. Yeah, 24 falls on Wood. Bennington folks didn't like it, but he was definitely over the back, had his arm wrapped around him. So,
good call.
Good call. Brandon Wolf will bring it down across the timeline, gets it back over here to Baker, back over to Wolf. Wolf back to Rothenberger, back to Baker. Baker back over to Brandon. Brandon, high screen set by McKinney. Back over to Rothenberger. Takes a shot up and good. Nice job by Gavin with the dribble penetration, gets to the ball.
27-26, Bennington, 5:11 to go.
Jab and shoot. Nice job by Rothenberger. That should be a charge. It is. Nice job by Gavin as he steps in there and takes one on Kidd. And Gavin held his ground, got some redemption. Great job by Minneapolis. Second foul, team third. McCulloch checks in. Bennington's going to call a timeout.
5:04 to go. It's 27-26. Bennington with the 32nd. We'll stay here.
30-second timeout. Gavin's got a nice mid-range jumper there. He hadn't showed that too much. He's usually shooting inside down on the low block, but steps out for a little 10-footer. That was a good-looking jump shot.
Make him a much more effective player if he can continue that, because then people will not have to just worry about keeping him from driving in. Have to give him a little more close intensity on the outside shot, which should open up the drives.
Well, you know, I wasn't here to earlier when you at halftime, but so, you know, I'm assuming that we just got to concentrate on getting those decent shots and getting them to fall. Bennington's going to pick up a full court press, Mike.
Well, they're going to look to trap at half court with the Allen kid. He is cat quick. Minneapolis does break the press and are patient with their passes, turn the ball over. Bennington is quick enough to make that effective with that full court pressure.
Brandon drives in and he's going to get a foul. Allen's going to pick up a foul. That's going to be 3 on Allen, I believe, and that's a ticky-tack foul. But Brandon showing his speed to drive it to the left.
4th team foul on the Dogs, none on the Lions. The Bulldogs still with a 1-point lead.
Inbounds. That's going to be 4 on Allen, too. Wow. That is huge, guys.
We got lucky there.
That is absolutely huge as he's going to pick up his 4th personal. It isn't a huge offensive threat, but man, is he quick. And that's going to be number 4 on him.
Very quick on defense. This Ryan Stanley coming in. Pretty effective on the offensive end, more so Allen, a defensive player, though. Bennington has some depth to their team. We miss a good chance and an easy one there.
McCullough came close to stepping out of bounds right there. Rothenberger with the ball on the outside. McCullough will take the 3, up and it's no good. And that's going to be a foul on McKinney.
First foul of the half on the Lions. 3rd on McKinney. 4:20 remaining in the 3rd. Mikey Baker in for McCullough. (27-26), Bennington. Something on the floor.
On the court, so.
Money.
Somebody lost some money out there, so.
Mrs. Reed. Isn't that who it was?
I don't know if that's who that is or not. So, anyway,
no, I guess not.
Kidd with the basketball, back to Stanley. 27-26, Bennington with the lead. Ryan Stanley back out here to Wood. Wood will kick it drive to the right-hand side, back to Jacob Stanley. Crossover dribble in the lane, shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Rothenberger, back out to Brandon Wood. Minneapolis looking for the first lead in quite a while. They've had some opportunities, but just can't get it to fall. And once again, we miss another opportunity there. Jacob Stanley with the basketball. Up by 1 is Bennington. Mikey Baker with the defense on him. Gets it back out to Kidd. Kidd. Shot is up and good is number 12. Zach Reed hits a little bunny from about 5 feet. Gets it to fall. Rothenberger. Back to Baker. Turnover into the hands of Stanley. And rebounded by McCullough. It's McKinney, excuse me. And he will get fouled. Nice job by Chase McKinney with a great rebound.
6th team foul on the Bulldogs.
Checking in is Trent Brubaker, and Trayvon Thomas is checking out as McKinney and Baker. Third foul on Trent Wood for Bennington. Ball goes back in the top to Brubaker. Brubaker with the high screen picks up his dribble. Gets it back over to Wolf, back over to Rothenberger, back to Brubaker. Brubaker back to Wolf, open 3. It's up and it's no good. And can't get it. Picked up by Ryan Stanley. And back the other way, gets it to Jacob Stanley. Jacob with the basketball. Swing pass back over to Wood for 3, up no good, rebounded by Brubaker. Brubaker's going to bring it down. Banks it off the glass and good. Trent Brubaker with the great shot off the glass and good. Brubaker showing his speed down the floor and puts it off the glass in the lane.
If you're going to attack that rim and you're not 6'10" and finger roll it, you've got to go off the glass. Brubaker with a nice shot off the glass.
And the steal by Thomas. Trayvon with the steal. Back the other direction. Back to Brandon Wolf. Wolf with the basketball. Back to Rothenberger. Rothenberger high screen set. Gets it back to Brubaker. Brubaker takes the three-point shot. It's off the glass. And it'll be Bennington basketball. Checking in is McKinney. McKinney will check in for Jacob Johns.
29-28 Bennington, 1:47 remaining in the 3rd.
What was the halftime score, guys?
It was 23-21.
Thank you.
McCullough in for Rothenberger.
Back in the hands of Stanley with the basketball. Back over to Ryan Stanley. Ryan gets it back over to Kidd. Kidd back to Ryan Stanley. Ryan takes a shot from the free throw line, up and no good. And that's going to be off of Bennington. Oh, nope, off of McCulloch. It'll stay with Bennington. Rothenberger getting ready to check back in.
That wasn't much of a rest. More instruction than rest, I guess.
Checks in for Brandon Wolf. Minute 22 left to go here in the third. Gavin with a great steal on the inbound, shows his ability to get in the air. McCulloch will take the three, up, and it's no good.
We're launching the threes, I can't hit them.
Shot is a three, up and good by Bennington. Zach Reed hits a three from the top of the key. 4-point lead for Bennington with 1 minute left in the third. Trayvon Thomas comes away with it into McCulloch. Can't get it to fall, and off of Minneapolis. Wow. Great defense by both squads. That ball was on the floor all over the place, and unfortunately we could not come away with it. Checking back in. Well, that's interesting by their coach to put him back in the third with 42 seconds left with 4 fouls.
32-28, 35 seconds.
Great pass down low, and it's no good.
McKinney just handled the rebound that he worked so hard to get. Lost it.
My. And Allen will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. McKinney picks up, I think, number 3.
Fourth.
Fourth foul by McKinney.
Got a foul right at the end of the second quarter. Now he picks up one right at the end of the third.
Free throw's no good. Checking back in will be Johns and Wolf for McKinney and Thomas. Wood checks back in for Kidd. Second shot is up and no good. And that's an over the back. And that foul is on Trey Wood. As he goes over the back. 1-1. Oh, wow.
1-1 for Minneapolis at the other end. See if we can draw back within 2. No time running off.
Jacob Johns will go to the line to shoot a 1-1 here. 32-28. Shot is up, and it's good. Nice job by Jacob Johns. I believe that's his first points of the night.
Yes.
So he gets the free throw right there. Big one to bring it within 3. And as you said, Dale with no time coming off the clock. 29 seconds left in the third, 32-29. Second shot is up, and it's good. Makes them both.
Had his foot on the line when he shot.
32-29.
I didn't see that. So
29 seconds remaining.
it was nothing but net too, but he must have had it on the line, as you said, guys.
I wasn't watching.
All goes in the hands. Another freshman for Bennington, JT Olson. And
Charging.
Brandon Wolf gets the charge as Ryan Stanley steps in and takes his second charge of the night.
Well, I'm not going to agree with that one. They were not set as Wolf left the floor. They kind of slid under him. I don't think that was a very good call. Brandon.
10 seconds remaining in the quarter. 3-point lead for the Dogs. 32-29.
Ball goes in the hands of Allen, backward to Stanley. Stanley takes a shot up and good. Jacob Stanley is definitely their playmaker and does a great job of putting it in right there. How many points has he got on the night? 12 points. So at the end of the third quarter, Bennington extends their lead by 5, 34-29. And we'll be back after this words. You're listening to SalinaPost.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 20.
Join us as we support student activities and the teachers of MJSHS. Go Lions, we're with you all the way.
City Pharmacy in downtown Minneapolis is proud to support the Lions of Minneapolis High School. Come visit Joe and Amber Wool for your pharmaceutical and home health equipment needs, along with gifts and greeting cards. While you're here, be sure to pick up some free vitamins for all your young Lions. We promote healthy kids and families. The Lions of Minneapolis High School are supported by the Davidson Agency of Delphus, Minneapolis, and Bennington. They have provided hometown service for the insurance needs of their customers for over 30 years for home, auto, small business, farm and crop, life and health coverage. Call them today.
Welcome back to Minneapolis. Fourth quarter action here to start. Jacob Stanley has the ball for the Bulldogs. Brandon Wolf on him on the defensive side. Jacob gets a good pass down low, and Gavin's going to pick up his fourth personal foul, I believe. And just 3. So at the line will be number 24, Trent Wood. Shot is up, and it's no good.
Free throw woes continue for the Dogs.
3 of 14.
Second shot is up, and it is no good. Rebounded by Rothenberger, back out to Brandon Wood. We could use the 3 by beat on, but I'll tell you, they've done a good job of shutting us down. McCulloch hits a deep 3 from the top of the key.
Draws us within 2, 34-32.
McCulloch with, I believe, his first point tonight, hits a big 3 from the top. Stanley with the basketball. Gets it back over to Ryan Stanley, back over to Wood, back over to Jacob Stanley. Swing pass back over to Kidd. Kidd's going to drive it in. And that's going to be tipped out of bounds. It'll be Bennington basketball.
To me, like it's off Bennington. Guess not.
Yeah, I thought it was off Minneapolis. So
it's nice to see him discuss it.
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
It kind of slipped out of his hand. Minneapolis was there to defend it, so it could have easily been tipped by Minneapolis.
Brandon Wolf with the rebound, back the other direction. 34-32, 7:05 left here. McCulloch another deep 3. Oh, it's good. And he hits a big one from the left-hand side. Minneapolis gets their first lead of the night, first lead since the first quarter, 35-34. Sorry about that misquotation.
I'd forgotten. So long ago.
Kidd with the basketball for the Bulldogs, picked up by Wolf. Brandon Wolf with great defense. Nice job by Brandon Wolf. He goes to the ground. Kidd comes away with it, still on the ground, and there's going to be a tie-up right there. Great job by Brandon Wolf and Kidd on the floor, but Brandon Wolf showing his defensive ability right there, Mike. Does a great job of going on the floor. It's a tie-up, Minneapolis basketball.
Well, he stayed after it and finally did get the pocket picked on the Bennington Bulldog, and the tie-up favors Minneapolis. Great hustle by Brandon Wolf.
Brubaker, there's a foul away from the ball on Bennington.
Number
24, and that's going to send McCulloch to the line.
That's his
foul
fourth.
on Wood. And I did not see it, but him and McCulloch must have been going at it. And away from the ball, and McCulloch will go to the line to shoot a 1-on-1. Up and good. Caden with a nice shot right there. Puts us up by 2, 36-34. J.J. Allen checks in for Ryan Stanley. Second shot is up, and he makes them both. 37-34. Jacob Stanley brings it down for the Bulldogs. Back out to Kidd. Gets it back out to Allen to set it up.
Good tight man-to-man defense by Minneapolis. Bennington has got to get the ball into Stanley's hands. He has it now. They need a basket. Minneapolis playing good defense, though.
Ball down low to get to the Kidd. Backward here to Allen. Allen will work it around. Back to the top it goes to Jacob Stanley. Bennington being very patient, looking for their shot that they want. And gets it down low to Allen. And that's going to be a push on Jacob Johns, just the 5th team foul by the Lions.
I'm not seeing these.
Bennington inbounds underneath their own bucket here. All right, give me 5 here. Misses the bucket in shot on the inside, rebounded by Rothenberger, back out to Trent Brubaker. Brubaker with the ball at the top of the key. Gets it backward to McCulloch. McCulloch looks down low. And there's going to be a hold on Bennington.
15.
Number 12, I believe is Zach Reed. Oh no!
On Minneapolis.
Called it on Johns. He hooked him.
Apparently he hooked him, as you said, Mike. I did not see it. So 6th team foul. Bennington will be in the 1-on-1 next foul. Jacob Stanley with the basketball. Jacob drives in, kicks it back out to Allen for 3, up, and it's no good, and rebounded by Bennington. Gets it their own, back out to Stanley. Stanley with the ball, back out to Brubaker, back out to Kidd. Shot is up, and no good, rebounded by Rothenberger, back in the hands of Wolf.
Minneapolis maintains the 3-point lead here.
Great
full
position
timeout
by Rothenberger for that rebound.
Yeah.
There.
Timeout by Minneapolis is a full timeout. So 37-34, 5 minutes left, 4:58 left to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll go ahead and take a break. You're listening to SalinaPost.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 20. Your voice of the Minneapolis Lions. We'll be back.
100 years, a Schooler Company has been the expert in marketing your agricultural products. Call and find out how Schooler can help you manage risk and maximize rewards. And go Lions.
See American Family Insurance agent Scott Osherman for all of your insurance coverage under one roof. The Scott Osherman Agency in Minneapolis, proudly supporting the Lions.
Eagle Communications, home of ECTV, high-speed internet, 910 KINA, and 99 KG Country, is a proud sponsor of tonight's hometown coverage of Lions sports. Listen to the Lions sports on SalinaPost.com.
Jacob had that good position down low, but Scott, when he wrapped his arms back around behind him and held the defender back behind him, he'd kind of hooked him.
On
had
that.
Good position, and he was looking for the ball. Entry pass didn't come, and tried to maintain it with the arms, and
that's close.
Nice job, Brandon Wolf with the drive all the way in. Great job, Brandon Wolf takes it all the way in, looks off the pass and puts it in. Stanley in the paint. Up and good. Jacob Stanley is the one that has been answering all night for Bennington. Rothenberger back to McCulloch. 39-36. Wolf with the basketball on the right-hand side. Backward here to Brubaker. Brubaker backward to Wolf. Wolf into Rothenberger. For 3 is Wolf, up and no good. Rebounded by Bennington. Back the other direction in the hands of Stanley. Jacob Stanley with the basketball. Backward here to Kidd. Kidd back to the top in the hands of Reed. Three-pointer by Stanley is good. Wow. He is having a great night tonight, and he is keeping them in this ball. He's gotten them back in. We were up by 5. We're now tied 39. And the last 5 points have all come by Stanley.
He's got 17.
Brubaker, McCulloch. Oh, nice job. Nice shot by McKinney. Just couldn't get it to fall. Stanley with the basketball. And McCulloch with the rebound.
Good job defense by McKinney there. No.
Yes, good defensive position, didn't reach in or hack. Stanley caught off balance, could not make the shot. Good defense that time. Good stop by Minneapolis.
McKinney takes it all the way in. Nice job. Jace McKinney drives it all the way in on the left-hand side with the defender on his hip. Puts it in. 41-39. Jacob Stanley with the basketball, picked up by Brubaker. Allen with the shot from the free throw line, no good, and picked up by Bennington. Allen with the basketball. Kicks it back out, three-point shot by Bennington, no good, and there's going to be a foul.
Well, they called it both ways. They pinched in on Brubaker, and Zach Reed whistled with the push.
And at the line will be Brubaker to shoot a 1-on-1.
You forgot what number?
Number 12, Reed.
12.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He hasn't flashed the number, but.
Black 30. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Avery Kidd is who they called on, but they've got 12 on the board, so I don't know. Okay. So.
Yeah, they had it same as me. The referee had somebody else. Brubaker 1-on-1.
9th team foul. And Jacob Stanley with the rebound. Jacob Stanley has been all over the place tonight. Wow. Nice job by Jace McKinney. Jace McKinney with a great position right there. And I hope they don't overturn this, because McKinney definitely had great position right on that. So,
player control foul, should be no free throws.
Oh, they're going to switch it. Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, that's a killer. They're going to count the basket.
That is terrible.
And
that is absolutely terrible.
And McKinney fouled out.
That is absolutely terrible. The one official had a very good position right there and called it correctly, and he called it from the backside, and I don't know what he saw, because McKinney was definitely set, guys.
Ties it at 41. Jason McKinney sits down after a very good game.
Wow.
2:12 remaining.
That's an unfortunate one right there. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Johns. Back to Brandon Wolf. Tied up at 41, 2:09 as McKinney has to take a seat. Brubaker.
Good defense by number 30 there against Brubaker. 1:56 to go. Bennington can take the lead here.
Good game.
Yep. 1:55, as you said, 41-41. It's loud in here, guys. Stanley with the basketball. And blocked. Great block by Minneapolis.
Rothenberger, I believe.
but it will stay with Bennington off the hands of Minneapolis, but it's a great block in the paint. Bennington will have it, inbounds. Stanley with the basketball, picked up by Brubaker. And nice job by Trent Brubaker. A little wraparound, tips it out of bounds.
Minute 30 left in this contest, 41 all.
Jacob Stanley, oh, great hands by Rothenberger, and he gets it after the steal. Nice job, Gavin Rothenberger with a great steal with the anticipation, Mike. Read that perfectly, and did you see he wasn't going to let anybody else grab that thing. He was going to grab it. Nice job by Gavin.
What a play.
41-41, 118 left to go here in this ball game. We'll be right back. You're listening to SalinaPost.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 20. We'll be right back.
Your Toro dealer in Minneapolis and Salina is All Seasons Power and Equipment. See Ronnie Robbins and his crew for great pricing and service for both new and used equipment as they back the Minneapolis High School Lions.
The Minneapolis Junior Senior High School Lionbackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast of these Lions games. Join us as we support student activities and the teachers of MJSHS. Go Lions! We're with you all the way.
City Pharmacy in downtown Minneapolis is proud to support the Lions of Minneapolis High School. Come visit Joe and Amber Wool for your pharmaceutical and home health equipment needs, along with gifts and greeting cards. While you're here, be sure to pick up some free vitamins for all your young Lions. We promote healthy kids and families.
Welcome back to Minneapolis. 41-41, guys. 118 left to go in this ball game. It's been a good one tonight. Knotted up against county teams of Bennington and Minneapolis, and it's been a good one right now. McCulloch to inbounds for Minneapolis. We get it into Johns, back to Brandon Wolf. Brandon will bring it down to set it up. At the top of the key, 113, back to McCulloch. McCulloch on the left-hand side. Picks up his dribble, back to Brandon Wolf. Another timeout called by Coach Darrow, a 30-second timeout. And he wants to set something up to talk about it here. 1:04 left to go in the John Darrow era of boys head basketball coaching. So,
spent all his years coaching here, either in Minneapolis, either with the girls varsity as a head coach, or junior high, or assistant coach, and now switches to the boys side.
He's had them all.
Great wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, he's a good coach. I like the way he coaches. He coaches kids, instructs them. He has patience with them.
Took two teams to state playoffs.
Yeah, I've always liked the way he coaches.
McCulloch to inbounds. So they get it into Rothenberger. Rothenberger, right-hand side, nice job. Gavin up and good. Great job by Gavin. Sees it and takes it all the way in. 2-point lead, Minneapolis. 51 seconds left. Stanley with the basketball. Stanley back to Kidd. Kidd's going to drive back over to Allen. Allen back to Kidd. Kidd back to Wood. Wood takes it in the paint, up, and it's good. Ties it back up. Bennington's going to call a timeout. And it's a 30-second one as well. 43 all, 36 seconds left. Woo! Man, guys, what a ball game here.
Well, both teams have two players quick enough to get to the basket on a layup, and Rothenberger all the way from half court beats Bennington back for the layup, and Trent Wood slices right through the defenders for a layup on their end. Good ball game with 36 seconds left. And Minneapolis has the ball and a chance to win this thing for the last second shot if we wait that long.
Yeah, it's Bennington's going to come out and put a press on them, I would assume. Yep, and it looks like they do. 36.9 seconds left. On the floor is Johns, McCulloch, Wolf. Brubaker and Rothenberger. Brandon with the basketball, back to McCulloch. McCulloch picks up his dribble, gets it back to Wolf on the right-hand side. Brandon is going to drive it in. Shot with the left hand, no good. Rebound. Oh, great job by Gavin! And he puts it in! Oh my goodness! Wow! Gavin Rothenberger somehow comes away with that and puts it back up immediately. Brandon Wolf had taken it in, and Gavin just rips it out of his hands, Mike, and puts it back in. Oh my goodness! Wow!
I think Gavin wanted that ball a little bit worse than the Bennington defender. He just ripped it out of his hands, as you mentioned, and hung on the rim. I didn't know if it was going to go in.
I didn't either. And then somebody hit the net.
Yeah.
I was afraid of that. I was afraid when somebody hit the net that, wow.
So we have 10 seconds left, and Bennington has full length of the court to go. So Bennington coach setting up a play here, but
they put a couple seconds back up on the clock.
Well, I can tell you, Allen will bring it down, but I guarantee it'll be in Stanley's hands.
Yeah.
So it'll be in Stanley's hands. So put some defender on him and bring him down. So wow, what a basketball game here tonight, guys. They were up 34-29 at 34-29 at the start of the fourth quarter. Bennington was, and we're up by 2 with 10.2 seconds left. Bennington will bring it in at half court. The guys get down here, so gotta know.
What is this, the NBA?
They
need to be down here at the end.
Hey!
This isn't the NBA.
I thought that they called a timeout. I didn't think they'd inbound. I didn't think they'd
play
inbound
the ball in. That ball needs to be down at the other end of the.
That's interesting. I really thought that was. I didn't think they had called a timeout. Now, if they had inbounced it,
no.
Right. But I don't think they'd inbound.
No, they had.
I didn't think so either.
They had. They could play it in there, but they need to play it in down there.
Yeah. I think Coach Darrell saw that and said, okay, we got to readjust here. So 10.2 seconds left in a very tight one here in Minneapolis against Bennington. What a tight one here tonight, guys.
Yeah, they need to be full length of the court, bring that ball down. They gave them half a court here.
Well, that's where they're going to keep it.
Yeah, they are.
Don't understand it, but.
So on the floor for Minneapolis is McCulloch, Brubaker, Johns, Wolf, and Rothenberger. Kidd, Stanley. I'll give you that in a second. 10 seconds left. Bennington gets it into Stanley. Stanley will drive it around, and he's going to drive it in. Takes the shot up, and it's good. Ties it up with 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. McCulloch is going to get a shot off, and it's no good. So we've got a tie ball game. It's going into OT. I told you, didn't I tell you who was going to bring it and take that shot? And he did, so.
They should have been playing that ball in down there at the end of the court, not at half court. Not a good call.
Minneapolis outscores them 16-11 in the fourth quarter.
Stanley with 19 points in regulation, and 13 of those are in the second half.
Yeah,
he's had a good second half.
No, most definitely, most definitely. So
how many does Rothenberger have for Minneapolis?
So
14.
14, okay. So they just said Bennington has 2 timeouts left. Minneapolis has 1. They get an extra timeout in overtime. We will jump on the floor. Let's see, Rothenberger is going to jump. And let's see who he jumps against. I believe it's going to be Zach Reed. So tips up, and it will go into the hands of Stanley of Bennington. Stanley with the basketball, gets it back over here to Kidd. Kidd looks down low, back on the outside, back to Stanley. Stanley with the pass down low, shot is up and good by Kidd in the paint. Back to Brandon Wolf. Brandon will bring it down. Back over here to Rothenberger, back over to Baker. Baker gets it down low to Rothenberger, and he's going to be fouled. Nice job by Gavin as he comes around. Stanley's trying to get him to official to say he wrapped him. Gavin will go to the line to shoot 2. Just the second foul on Stanley. Shot is up and no good. Second shot is no good as well, and Bennington comes away with the ball and comes back down the other direction. Allen back over to Stanley. Stanley with the basketball. 3:22 left to go here in overtime. Stanley with the basketball. 47-45, Bennington with the lead. Back over here to Stanley. Stanley on the left-hand side. Back to Allen. Allen picked up by Baker. Swings the ball over on the left-hand side. It's a back to Jacob Stanley, back over to Allen. Allen atop the key, back in the hands of Reed. A lot of time being worked here with 2:46. As they move the ball left to right and back and forth. And Gavin's going to pick up number 4, I believe.
Jacob.
No, Jacob. His 5th foul. So checking in will be Trey Thomas as well as Trent Brubaker, as Mikey Baker also comes out. 2-shot foul for Kidd coming right here.
1-on-1.
1-on-1 is on the floor. Okay. Shot is up, and it's
no
good.
Thought I could swear I heard the guy say 1-on-1. Forgive me, Scott.
That's okay, buddy. I still love you.
It's all right. They still haven't made one in the second half.
Amazing.
And the shot is up, and of course, he makes that one.
3-point lead, 48-45, 2:34 remaining in OT.
Brandon Wolf with the basketball, gets it back over here to Brubaker. Brubaker to McCulloch for 3, up, and it's no good. And picked up by Brandon Wolf. Brandon in the paint, up, and it's good. Nice job, Brandon Wolf. But Traydon Thomas really was the one to force that, to get the ball up in the air. Brandon comes away with it, puts it up, and good. 2:10 left to go, 48-47. Swing pass back over here to Stanley. Stanley with the basketball, back over to Allen. Allen back over on the outside of Wood. Wood moves it back over here to the top as Bennington works the ball around. Kidd back to Stanley. Stanley will set this up. In a minute 49, he's just going to hold it there. Brandon comes out on him. It's a back down to Allen. Allen. And it's going to be tipped out of bounds. Really watch that. He lowered his shoulder on McCulloch.
Yeah, it could have been a foul.
Could have been, but no call. And ball goes out of bounds. So ball goes into the hands of Stanley with 1:37 left. Stanley with the basketball.
It's a tough matchup for Brubaker. And now they switch. Rothenberger has Stanley.
So, and Allen back on there as they. Oh wow, that's an interesting foul right there. As Stanley will draw the foul against Brubaker. First personal foul on Brubaker.
9th team foul, so 1-1. He'll make them, I'm sure.
Yep. Another lefty. You know, we've got some left-handed players out there. You know, that's
Quite a few.
3 out there that I know of on the floor right now. Wolf and McCulloch and Stanley. So you just don't see that very often. And he makes them both.
50-47, Bennington.
Brubaker with the basketball. Backward here on the outside goes to Brandon Wolf. Brandon backward here to Brubaker. Brubaker, high screen set by McCulloch with a deep 3. Off the mark and rebounded by Allen with a minute left. 57 seconds left. So fourth personal foul on Brandon Wolf. Baker will check back in with 50.8 seconds left. Stanley will go to the line to shoot 2 more here to try to go up by 5. Shot is up and it's good. Wow. What a ball game Jacob Stanley has had for Bennington tonight. Second shot is coming. Shot is up and it is no good. And wow, Bennington comes away with it. Allen with the basketball. Back to Stanley. Back to Kidd. Come on, somebody get out there on him. So Kidd drives in.
Blocks.
Back to the
Comes
outside,
away.
goes to Allen. 30 seconds left, 51-47. And that's going to be Gavin's fourth foul. Okay. And at the line will be Wood. So Trent Wood will go to the line to shoot 2. And it's up and good. Well, they've hit him when they needed to here in overtime, huh? So up by 5 right now, 52-47. Second one is up, and he makes them both.
Nope, waving it off.
Shot is no good. So they wave off the shot. So
Somebody must have stepped over the line or something. 5-point advantage, 27 seconds left, and we have timeout by Bennington. (52-47).
So it's a tight one here. 52-47. As the Bulldogs had the lead, Minneapolis will have the ball. 27.3 seconds left. I'll let you go ahead and take a quick break. Full timeout.
The Lions of Minneapolis High School are supported by the Davidson Agency of Delphus, Minneapolis, and Bennington. They have provided hometown service for the insurance needs of their customers for over 30 years for home, auto, small business, farm and crop, life and health coverage. Call them today.
For 100 years, a Schooler Company has been the expert in marketing your agricultural products. Call and find out how Schooler can help you manage risk and maximize rewards. And go Lions!
Welcome back to Minneapolis High School. Mike, 52-47, Minneapolis has the ball. Tight one right here in overtime. Bennington has hit their free throws when they needed to and has given them that lead.
Extremely important that Minneapolis gets a quick basket right here. We cannot work the ball too long. If Bennington fouls, it would be a sinful thing. Wolf all the way in and shot up and in.
Brandon does get the bucket to fall. And Coach Darrow calls his last timeout, 52-49, to see if they can set up a press to try to get a steal on the inbounds. So, and a quick foul against somebody,
Other than Stanley.
somebody other than Stanley.
They are 8 of 23 from the charity stripes, and they have, as you mentioned, Scott, have hit their free throws down the stretch with Stanley and Wood, but for the most part, the team has not shot well from the free throw line. So I think with 18 seconds, I would get a real quick foul.
Yeah.
It's a 3-point lead, and you need the ball quickly with as much time. I think it's imperative that we foul quickly.
And foul somebody other than Woods or Stanley. I mean, watching the K-State game against, I guess it was a rerun from last year. In a similar situation, K-State was inbounding the ball. It was against Baylor, and they fouled a K-State post player that was not going to be getting the ball, and he went down and missed one or two. So you can do that.
Yes.
Not foul the kid that they're going to handle the ball.
Now, the other thing is we've not pressed them all night. So this could throw a little monkey wrench in them getting the ball in, because it's something they haven't seen in us all night. So yeah, that's a smart play right there. Got to foul him right there. No. Yeah. So 9.5 seconds. They're going to put Zach Reed at the line.
They could have put Stanley at the line. They were hacking him down there pretty good.
A couple of times, yeah.
So I'm surprised the call didn't come.
He's trying for an intentional foul because it was off the ball.
Zach will have 2 here, and it's no good. So McCulloch checks in for Thomas. So Minneapolis has got to get the rebound right here.
Assuming there's a miss.
Yeah. Assuming there's a miss.
McCulloch has hit a couple of long threes, so.
That's it.
4-point lead, 53-49 for Bennington, 9.5 seconds.
Yeah. Wow.
Actually, they missed that one too, as Wolf was fouled.
That's a tough one right there.
4-point lead, and Bennington has the ball. 3.9 seconds left. Stanley is going to hold it, and that's going to be it.
4-point win for Bennington here in overtime.
So
they go to 2-0 on the season. Lions start off 0-1. Outscoring us 8-4 in the overtime stanza.
So that was a tight one right there, guys.
Congratulations to the Bulldogs. We'll be right back with the wrap-up after this.
Welcome back to the gym. In overtime, Bennington beats Minneapolis by 4. And I didn't get that final score written down.
53-49.
53-49 in an exciting game. First game of the season for Minneapolis. Bennington second, and Minneapolis really played hard here tonight. Point totals.
It was a very tight one.
Point totals real quick for the victorious Bennington Bulldogs. Jacob Stanley leads all scorers tonight with 22. 16 of those are in the second half. So he had a big second half and carried them in overtime and down the stretch for the victory. J.J. Allen had 3 points. Zach Reed had 8. Trent Wood had 7. Avery Kidd had 11. And Ryan Stanley had 2. So Bennington has 2 players in double figures. For Minneapolis, Gavin Rothenberger had 15. Brandon Wolf had 14. Mikey Baker had 2. Jace McKinney had 7, and we did miss him the latter part of the fourth quarter and overtime. We could have used his presence down low. It would have slowed some of the way they sliced down through the paint. I think Jace would have slowed some of that down as they got to the basket. 6'3" presence will slow them down. Jacob Johns had 1 point, and off the bench, Caden McCulloch had 8 points for Minneapolis. So, heck of a game, 53-49. Bennington takes this one.
Caden with 2 big trays when we needed them the worst there at the start of the fourth quarter, got us back in the game. Unfortunately, could not hit them when we needed them late in the game and in overtime. But we're still pretty good for the freshman. And he had some nice, hit 2 free throws, I think, there too, didn't he? Yep.
Yeah, you can tell that he's going to get some minutes this year. It plays well. He's got a few turnovers that I'm sure coach will address, but for the most part, I thought he played pretty well for a freshman out there. First varsity game. Yeah, but Stanley, the class of the act here tonight,
he
took over the second half.
He did, and you know that's a senior leader for them. That he wanted the ball in his hands at the end, and he had it in his hands, and he just drove right in and put it off the glass and good. So yeah, it's definitely tough one right there. And they hit the free throws when they needed to in the overtime, and that's, you know, I think you had said that they had not hit a free throw in the second half, but in overtime, they probably hit 3 or 4.
Yep, that's exactly what they did. They were 8 of 23 in the game, but those 4 came in overtime. Stanley hit 3 out of 4, and I think it was Trent Wood hit 1 out of 2. That was enough to give them that 4-point lead. Yeah, good game. It was good, nice game to watch. But you know, a couple questionable calls. I don't agree with placing the ball at half court after the timeout. Maybe there is a rule that I'm missing, but none that I'm aware of. Well, I could be wrong.
The other thing that I kind of, I think I would hate to be in the officials' locker room, because I have a feeling those 2 officials were not agreeing on that one. He did not like to be overridden on that.
Yeah.
You could tell he called a charge, and the other official overruled him and called a blocking foul on McKinney, and that put McKinney on the bench.
Critical.
Critical play, but you could tell in the body language of the 2 officials that that's going to be an interesting ride home if they're riding home together.
That was a critical point of the game, because we lost McKinney, and it was a 3-point swing right there.
Right.
2-point, I guess.
Well, you missed a free throw, but still, a 2-point swing, two-point swing right there.
We would have had the ball, and they would, critical point. Kenny could have still been in the contest. Fun game to watch.
Well, this is the first of 3 games in the Tri-County Classic. It's coming Thursday. We play Solomon at Solomon. Girls game starting at 6, followed by the boys. And then Friday night on Mike's birthday, we play Halstead over at Kansas Wesleyan University.
And we are not broadcasting Friday. Is that correct?
No, we will. Mike's not going to be able to. I'll do it if you can't make it, Scott.
I might be able to.
Mike's not going to be able to make it. So.
Okay.
They're going to make him cut his cake, eat it too.
Well, you know, 40th birthday is an important birthday.
Thanks, Scott. I love you, brother.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome.
Well, with that, let's wrap it up.
They just keep singing along.
Yep. Well, for myself, Scott Oshman.
And Mike Perry.
And Dale Leach, thanks as always for having us in your home. And keep listening and supporting these Lions. If you can, you come out and watch them play.
Good night.
Good night, folks.